Welcome to This Week in Astrology. This is episode number 590 for September 16 through 30, 2021. The second half of September features Mercury returning retrograde, a Pisces full moon, and the autumn equinox. We also have several aspect patterns offering both challenge and opportunity. Dive in to learn the most life-affirming use of these potent astrological energies. Thanks so much for joining me. I'm Benjamin Bernstein, your host, broadcasting from thisweekinastrology.com. I record these forecasts as an audio podcast and a video, so take your pick. The video version includes detailed chart graphics. You can also see these in my written forecasts at astroshaman.com. This Week in Astrology is honored to be one of the internet's top 10 astrology podcasts. Check out our website, thisweekinastrology.com, where you can hear the show and subscribe to podcast updates. And if you haven't already, be sure to click the link in the show notes for 2 chances to win a free Astrology Plus session with me each month. What is old as we come into the second half of September? We have a waxing moon and a bunch of retrograde planets. These include Pluto, Saturn, and Jupiter, all of whom are turning direct in October. We also have Neptune, Chiron, and Uranus. Let's move on to our individual days of the forecast, starting with Thursday, September 16th. Healing and mentoring, whether you're giving or receiving, are smoothly and powerfully supported by a kite that starts today on September 16th, peaks on the 29th, and ends on October 10th. It features Mars on the back end, Ceres and Saturn on the side corners, and Chiron at the tip. Chiron represents healing and mentoring. Mars energizes it, while his placement in Libra helps the work go harmoniously. Ceres reinforces the shadow work theme, while Aquarian Saturn supports an innovative structure for this life-affirming work. This kite's trines and sextiles support flow and harmony, while its opposition kicks in a helpful energy boost. This aspect pattern could also stir up some shadow work, especially because of its Mars-Chiron opposition. But if so, its predominantly soft aspects will help your emotional and psychological healing proceed with greater ease. The Libran Sun joins Mars at the tip of this yod September 24th through October 9th. This does not significantly change the meaning of the kite, but it does add extra energy. Also, on Thursday, September 16th, shadow work and abundance are both fired up by a yod, or finger of God. This starts today on September 16th, peaks on the 20th, and ends on the 24th. It includes Ceres and Chiron on the back end and Venus at the tip. For the shadow work interpretation, Chiron is the wounded healer. Ceres can represent emotional trauma. Venus is in Scorpio, the sign most associated with shadow work. Venus can represent the relating that originally caused the trauma, as well as the current interaction that triggers it. The finger of God can represent not only internal healing work, but you and another person working to heal your relationship container. My favorite resource for this is Nonviolent Communication by Marshall Rosenberg. I link to that in the show notes. But this yod can also fire up abundance. Venus represents money, while Scorpio offers wealth and power. The grain goddess Ceres can bring harvest and abundance. Ceres does not have a specific archetypal connection to abundance, but it could represent the sound advice you receive on how to grow your prosperity, as well as the healing of any traumas blocking it. By the way, my healing invocation has helped thousands do their shadow work more quickly and effectively. Check it out in my free invocation masterclass, which is linked in the show notes. And in case you want to just jump right there, go to astroshaman.com. The last word on the menu bar is invocations. Click that or tap that. It'll take you right into what you need to know to get to that free invocation masterclass. Let's move on to Monday, September 20th. A full moon illuminates the sky at 7:55 p.m. EDT. That's at 28 degrees Pisces. Any Pisces full moon is great for release or adjustment in several areas. These include spiritual practices, inspired creativity, and functioning in the zone. You could also focus on dream interpretation or conscious dreaming. If necessary, bring release or adjustment into Pisces' more challenging manifestations. These include substance abuse, excessive escapism, aimless drifting, or playing the victim. Aspects. The moon is loosely conjunct Neptune, which reinforces all the Piscean meanings I just gave you. An opposition from Libran Mars could inspire you to forge a deeper relationship with your higher self. This aspect can also give you assertive energy to support your full moon goals. In addition, it can support sacred sexual connection, the blending of light bodies whose ecstasy can radically magnify your erotic pleasure. The Sun and Moon form a hard rectangle with Venus and Uranus. This aspect pattern, made from minor hard aspects, could catalyze challenge in your relationships, finances, or creativity, but it can also pop down intuitive hits. These text messages from God can show you how to master these challenges and improve your life. The more you've achieved mastery in an area of life, the easier it becomes for hard aspects to bring opportunity. So stay open to great ideas and breakthrough opportunities in the Venusian realms of relationships, finance, and creativity. Finally, the full moon makes a loose sextile with Pluto. This gives harmonious and energizing support for positive transformation, release whatever does not serve you, or make appropriate repairs or adjustments. Pluto can help amplify your wealth and power and can also support trauma healing. By the way, my field-tested healing invocation, which I mentioned earlier, has helped people do this crucial shadow work quickly and easily for over 10 years. And once again, I recommend my free invocation masterclass. Also, on Monday, September 20th, the TSquare with Venus, Saturn, and Uranus that started on the 14th peaks today on September 20th and ends on September 25th. For starters, Venus simply adds energy to 2021's most important aspect, the Saturn-Uranus square. If you'd like to learn more about that, you can link to that from my written forecast and from the show notes. But if we think of Saturn and Uranus affecting Venus, this T-square can dramatically affect all three of her core meanings. Once again, those are relationship, creativity, and money. If anything in these areas is not optimal, its foundational structure can get shaken. Let this chaos infusion alert you to areas that need your attention, then decide if you'd be wiser to repair or release. But if anything in these three areas is working well, it can go to the next level of wonderful. With Saturn and Uranus working together, structures can shift quickly, even radically. This may happen on its own, or you might need to lend a hand. With Venus and Scorpio, a good relationship could go to the next level of honesty and intimacy. Creativity can be cathartic and uninhibited. A financial opportunity could increase your wealth and power. Take your pick. Our third and final event on Monday, September 20th, the Venus Ceres Chiron Yod, or Finger of God, that started on September 16th and which I interpreted a moment ago, peaks today on the 20th and ends on the 24th. Let's move on to Wednesday, September 22nd. The Sun enters Libra at 3:21 p.m. EDT. You'll have more energy to channel into relationship, creativity, and balance for the next month. The Sun's entry into Libra also marks the autumn equinox. Let's examine this equinox chart to see how you can best partner with the energy of the next 3 months. A glance at this chart shows the planets are fairly spread out with no tight conjunctions. This diffused energy could make it challenging to get traction and maintain momentum. So be ready to apply extra willpower and determination to important activities to stay in gear. The fact that two non-Sun personal planets, Mercury and Mars, are in Libra can reinforce this effect. On its shadow side, Libra can be indecisive or fail to assert itself for fear of displeasing others. You can break out of these doldrums if you draw on the power of the first astrological archetype. This chart's Sun-Mars conjunction, as well as the moon's placement in Aries, can give you abundant energy to get your goals accomplished. Aspects. There are 4 notable aspect patterns in this autumn equinox chart. I've already discussed 3 of them in this forecast already, so I'll simply repeat their most important keywords and then I'll interpret the 4th one. First off, that kite with Mars, Ceres, Saturn, and Chiron, keywords healing, mentoring, and shadow work. The yod with Venus, Ceres, and Chiron, shadow work, abundance, and relationship healing. The T-square with Venus, Saturn, and Uranus, relationship, creativity, and money. And here's that new aspect pattern. Can a calm mind master an impulsive heart? This question is posed by the 4th and final aspect pattern in this fall equinox chart, a T-square with the moon, Mercury, and Pluto. The moon in Aries can create passionate emotions. Mercury in Libra can help bring balance to your thought processes, and Pluto will supercharge whatever you do with these 2 planets. Make this T-square your ally by first giving considered reflection to whatever decisions need to be made. Once you've made your decision, the power of the other two planets can energize your actions. Even if you're not 100% certain, I will take action as long as it's Setgeffen. That's Settgefn. That means safe enough to try, good enough for now. Momentum is more important than perfection. Moving along to Saturday, September 25th, you can enjoy Energizer Bunny endurance with Mars trine Saturn. Mars 7 Libra, Saturn 7 degrees Aquarius. With Mars in Libra, you can enjoy an extra measure of stick-to-itiveness in your relationships and creative expression. Then on Monday, September 27th, Mercury turns retrograde 3 times per year, and the Winged Messenger starts another one today at 1:10 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. That's at 25.5 degrees Libra. Mercury will turn direct again on October 18th at 11:17 a.m. EDT. That'll be around 10 degrees Libra. I'll discuss this Mercury retrograde based on its sign and aspects, and we'll close with my usual Mercury retrograde advice. Mercury is retrograde entirely within Libra. For starters, this is a great time to contemplate the areas of flow and challenge in all your important relationships. Which connections are fine as they are? Which are so awesome that they deserve more time and energy? Which are so toxic that you should completely release them? And which need healing? You could also think about how you're expressing yourself creatively. Are you firing on all cylinders? Would you be happier if you devoted more time to painting, music, dance, or some other artistic expression? Libra's symbol is the scales, so it also represents balance. Do you have appropriate balance in your life in areas such as professional versus personal and work versus play? Finally, Libra loves to appreciate the arts. Are you getting enough enjoyment from the creative expression of others? And is the creativity you're consuming having a positive effect on your life? Aspects. Mercury makes 2 tight aspects as it turns retrograde, a Pluto square and a Jupiter trine. For starters, these aspects can make all the effects of this Mercury retrograde stronger than usual. The Pluto square invites you to contemplate power and wealth. Do you use power selfishly to dominate and control others? Alternatively, can you access the divine power within you at will, which lets you help others step into their power without threatening yours? How do you define wealth? Is it just money? Or do you perceive wealth to be anything that adds value to your life? Once you understand this, what kind of wealth do you want more of in your life? Pluto also represents death and rebirth, like a phoenix burning to ash and then magnificently resurrecting out of the flames. Everything that's born must die, whether it's physical or energetic. What things in your life should you let die now? Pluto also represents your unhealed traumas. Which of these would you like to finally heal once and for all? And I've twice already mentioned my healing invocation, so I'll just mention that in passing once again. Jupiter is a more upbeat planet, and its trine is more easy to work with. How well do you understand the meaning of your life? What areas of inquiry do you feel called to study more deeply? If you're called to share your wisdom with others, are you happy with how you're doing that? Are you pleased with the amount of foreign travel you're doing or the influences you're receiving from other cultures? And are you making enough time for joy and celebration in your life? And here's that usual advice. As with all Mercury retrogrades, if possible, delay major new beginnings until Mercury is direct again. If a major purchase or contract signing can be delayed without major negative consequences, do so. Double check any travel plans and make sure you're understanding and being understood. Finally, Mercury retrograde is an excellent time to complete things you've already started, get things repaired, and engage in reflection and introspection. Then on 2 days, September 29th and 30th, that's a Wednesday and Thursday, for starters, the Mars series Saturn Chiron Kite that started on September 16th, in which I interpreted earlier in this forecast, peaks today on the 29th and ends on October 10th. Inspired creativity is smoothly energized as Venus trines Neptune. That's Venus 21 Scorpio, Neptune 21 Pisces. That's on September 29th. This harmonious aspect can also ease connection with your higher self, empower sacred sex, and deepen your empathic connection with others. These Venus-Neptune potentials are further amplified by a Venus-Jupiter square, Venus 23 Scorpio, Jupiter 23 Aquarius on September 30th. This square will also bring whatever relationship dynamics already exist into sharper focus. With Venus in Tell It Like It Is Scorpio, it will be easier to take an honest look at what's really going on. For help with relationship healing, I once again enthusiastically recommend Nonviolent Communication by Marshall Rosenberg. This square also increases the potential for financial abundance. However, Venus's placement in Scorpio could indicate feast or famine, so exercise due diligence before making any investments. With Neptune in the game, I recommend using the law of attraction. I have a link to that in the show notes as well. This will make it easier for the universe to fulfill your desires. Announcements. Everyone is welcome to participate in many Awakening Plus Zoom calls for free. These events support your individual healing and awakening, as well as global spiritual awakening. Some events are for Awakening Plus members only, but we'd love to have you join our supportive online community. You can dip your toe in the water with our 30 days for $1 risk-free trial membership. Here's info on our events in the second half of September. They're all at 8 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time. First, on Wednesday, September 15th, a members-only silent meditation. In my most recent Awakening Plus member survey, 79% of respondents said they'd enjoy a silent meditation event. So here it is. We'll start by creating our sacred container. Then each person can either set an intention or go with the flow. Come join us in the sweet divine stillness. Then on Wednesday, September 22nd, another members-only event, Shamanic Awakening Ceremony. This intense experience combines the healing power of shamanism with my complete invocation cycle for embodied awakening. We begin by invoking safe, sacred space supported by many powerful divine beings of love and light. Then we do a series of invocations to help each person move into embodied awakening. In this state, you'll experience the integration of your light body and physical body. This creates union with your higher self, a profoundly peaceful state, free of thought and troubling emotions. I've been a professional shamanic healer since 2012. During the healing section, the centerpiece of the event, I ratchet up the energy to high intensity. I typically use voice, rattles, and drum to help clear your heavy energies. You can heal old wounds and traumas during this part of the shamanic awakening ceremony. This experience can be challenging, but our divine allies will make sure you don't get overwhelmed. After the healing section, exquisite celestial energy pours in from above, helping you move into your deepest possible awakened state. After that, a brand new event on Thursday, September 23rd, members only, Ask Me Anything. This new event got a thumbs up in our recent membership survey, so we're trying it out on the fourth Thursday of each month. In this event, Awakening Plus members can ask me whatever's on their minds. Questions relating to the core themes of Awakening Plus, healing, awakening, and spiritual service are especially welcome. I'll prioritize questions whose answers would be helpful to the entire membership. Members who cannot attend live are welcome to email their questions to benjamin@astroshaman.com. Please put AMA in the subject line. Then on Wednesday, September 29th, members only, gentle group healing. This event gives each person the healing that serves their highest good as gently as possible. We'll invoke healing, relax, and let the divine work its magic. But I know everything I've said so far is a members only, but guess what? Every Monday, we do a free public event called New Earth Support Team. In this popular weekly event, we first create our sacred container and invoke embodied awakening. Then we let our divine allies know that we've come to serve the great global awakening, and they take it from there. Our spiritual service is routinely rewarded with personal healing, spiritual upgrades, and profound bliss. Awakening Plus features at least 10 live streaming events each month. Many live events are open to everyone for free, while some events are for Awakening Plus members only. Second half of September is a little unusual. We had 2 additional free events in the first half of September, in addition to all the Monday night events, but the second half is members only, except for New Earth support teams. We would love to have you join our supportive online community. That way you can attend all the events. Members receive these exclusive benefits. About half of our 10 Zoom calls each month are members only. There's an archive of over 350 life-transforming events with a best-of guide. I keep getting told the archive events are just as helpful and powerful as the live events. We have enlightening courses featuring self-guided internal family systems therapy and a complete 16-part invocation masterclass. We do a monthly community connection call and that Ask Me Anything call I mentioned. You can hook up with an accountability partner to get more done. There's a forum for members only. So much to offer here. Learn more or start your 30 days for $1 risk-free trial membership at awakeningplus.com. That's awakening, Plus.com. Thank you for being here. Once again, I'm Benjamin Bernstein with astroshaman.com. I can serve you with astrology readings, shamanic healing, IFS, and one-of-a-kind life coaching. All my one-on-one services are equally effective in person or long distance. I also offer an unbeatable price on SolarFire, the #1 astrology software for Windows. And as I mentioned, I run the Awakening Plus online membership for spiritual support. You can learn about all this and more at astroshaman.com. And to see the show notes, go to astroshaman.com/590. Please reach out if you have any questions. My email is benjamin@astroshaman.com, and my number for voice and text is 828-338-9852. I would love to connect with you. We're wrapping up. Please leave me a 5-star rating, review, or comment wherever you're getting this episode so others who also love astrology and spirituality can find it. Thanks again for spending this time with me. I wish you infinite blessings as the stars light your way.